So, finally getting to doing some turbos here. I have 3 turbos sitting here. I thought that they were, well, I didn't look at it too great, but I thought all of the 7.3 liter Ford Super Duty turbos were the same, and there's a bunch of different variations. The 2 main variations are your GTP 38, that's 1999 and a half to 2003, and your TP 38, which would be OBS, old body style, 1994 to 1999 and a half is the year range for that. So this one right here is your TP 38. This is for your old body style, 1994 to 1999 and a half, and it has this nice flange for hooking up your header. You can make a plate and bolt your header right to it. I really like that part of it. But for these old body style ones, they do not have an internal wastegate. For the purposes of doing a junkyard build and trying to keep price down and having something that's already designed to work correctly, I really wanted the internal wastegate, which I thought I was getting with these older ones. But they only have the internal wastegate on the 1999 and a half to 2003 GTP 38s, which is these 2 right here. So I'll show you real quick here. This is the actuator. You can get different actuators for different pressures. I think we're gonna run under 10 PSI for this setup with the Jeep. So you can get a 10 PSI whatever, switch or whatever you wanna call it. And this is the lever for the wastegate that actually activates the internal wastegate, which is inside of the housing here. One of the things that I don't like as much about this turbo, all of it is pretty much the same. Aside from that, the wastegate and then the attachment from your header doesn't have that nice flange that this one has. It has need to have a housing, a coupling with a V-band. And as far as I can tell, I might have to make something for it, because the coupling piece that goes on here, on either side of it, is more expensive than I paid for these Junkyard Turbos. So we'll see what I end up figuring out for that, but we're not to that point yet. So I have 2 of these GTP 38 turbos, and once again, I didn't realize there was different compressors that they come on. So 2 Junkyard GTP 38 turbos for my twin turbo setup, but the exhaust housing is exactly the same on the 2 of these on the exhaust side. The pressure side, we got 2 different size compressor wheels. Compressor housings. The compressor wheel, from my understanding from getting on the internet, is the same size, but on the newer ones, the housing is bigger and more efficient than this older one. I'm not real worried about the bigger and more efficient. I believe that these 7.3 turbos can make 30 plus PSI completely stock, and that's way more, obviously, than I'm gonna need for the Jeep. And plus, I'm gonna be running 2 of them. So all the internet stuff I was doing has said that I can take this compressor wheel off of this old turbo, which is exactly the same as this one, and mount it on this turbo over here, and then take this one off and put it onto here and maybe sell this other one. I believe that would be an upgrade for the OBS to have a better compressor wheel on it anyway, so maybe somebody would want upgraded turbo. I am going to rebuild these. The rebuild kits are pretty cheap, and they seem pretty cut and dry, down to earth for the installs. But I don't know until I get into it. I mean, this is all new to me. Aside from I have a Super Duty, and I've had some cars with turbos, but this is the most interaction I've ever had just on this video right here with turbos, because usually they're just in the car and they work. well, at least all the vehicles that I've had. So yeah, the next thing is I'm gonna take these apart, the two of these apart, and see if the parts actually are compatible with each other and make sure that they fit where I want them to and everything before I order the rebuild kits, in case I need to sell one of these and try to find the matching one. So that's where we're at, and I'm gonna get going on it. All right, we're starting to take apart this first turbo. Got on the internet, looks like you just pull these bolts out and then you can get this compressor housing off of here. They said that it's an 8mm star. You can't fit a regular socket on there, you have to have stars. Luckily, I have a whole bunch of tools that I hardly use and I got a set of stars. So pull this off, see what it looks like. Some of the videos I saw, they had to use a kind of a persuader to pop the two of these apart. I guess there's some seals in there, and sometimes people use some sealants if they've been rebuilt. This one was a piece of cake. All right, so here's your compressor wheel. This one, man, looks pretty good. And boy, I don't even know if I need to rebuild that. I'm gonna, but there's no end play. I guess when the turbos wear out, these style has brass bushings, doesn't have bearings, and the brass bushing gets worn out, and then the bearing or the shaft here that goes all the way through, you can wiggle it back and forth or up and down, which is obviously bad because then it can make contact with the housing. Yeah, it looks like I got that off. Maybe that I need to get the other side off here. To hold the wheel so I can get this nut off of there. I don't really want to hold on to these. This looks like it's in great shape, and I would like to reuse it if I can. So I don't want to try to hold on to that and then spin that nut off of there. So maybe I'll take the exhaust part of this off the back of here. I'll get back to you. I'm gonna look at it, do a little internet looking and see what I come up with. All right, I popped that exhaust, I guess you call it housing, off the back of here. This also has a butterfly for back pressure. I'm not real sure how that works. This one's kind of sticky, but I don't know why you need that. Something to do with the mechanics of diesel there, maybe surging. I'm not real sure. But so I got this off the back side, and then I just grabbed the back of the wheel on this side, not the wheel, but the shaft itself sticks way out. I don't know if you can see it, but you're able to get a hold of it. Holy cow. I just cut myself. That wheel's pretty sharp. And I didn't show it on the video because I didn't want to look dumb if it didn't work, but I pulled that. I broke that loose and it worked just fine. All right, compressor wheel's off. Looks like a little oil in there. That's probably, yeah, this needed to be rebuilt. And there's some brass bushings and some seals and stuff that go in here that are probably worn out. There's a little oil on the backside here. So as the turbo wears out, from my understanding, you can end up getting oil into your intake port from this spot here. Should probably keep these bolts separate. They look like they're a little different. No, they're all exactly the same, which is super cool. That's really handy. Some vehicles, every single bolt in different spots is a different type. That is super cool like that. Yeah, it just pops right off of there. Well, I'm glad I'm getting this on video because this is gonna be hard to get back together. All right, so And I guess this is the, what would you call it, thrust bearing. Keeps end plate in and out. Actually is not scarred up or anything. I mean, obviously I don't know shit about turbos, but I do know things about mechanics, and that does not look worn at all. Especially after some of the videos I watched on the internet. Okay. Got that all apart. All right, we'll set this one aside. This one still has the pedestal off the Super Duty, which is kind of nice. This one's just kind of floating around here. All right. I suppose that'll stay together. Maybe. I'm gonna put all the bolts for this over here, just in case the different years have different stuff. This has got, let's see here. Yeah, at least the outside of this housing is considerably different. This one's got 5 bolts holding it together. Oh man. Section here. Got a little clip on here. Oh, that's gone forever. That little clip flung off. I'm gonna put the nuts back on. I won't be reusing this. Not only is it the wrong pressure, but it's kind of banged up. This shaft could be useful though. All right, now, see if we can get that loose without damage. All right. Yeah. Compressor wheel looks like exactly the same. Oh, no, it's cut a little different. This one's on the older one, it's got a long fin and then a short fin. It's cut a little bit shorter. And this one is all long fins. The older one is way cooler looking. I don't know if that counts for anything, but it is kind of a work of art. This thing just looks like a fan blade. All right, well, you saw me take the other one, so I'll stop the video until I get this apart, and I'm ready to try to put the compressor housing off the older TP38 onto the GTP38. So, stand by. Well, things have really gone to crap here. These bolts on this exhaust manifold are really seized, and I don't know if this set of star wrenches is perfect. I mean, it feels pretty good. Maybe these are just so rusted and old that they strip super easy. Or this set here says that it's for 5/16 or 8mm. So I might have to get ones that are just for 8mm. But looking at these bolts that are on here, they're pretty freaking rusted. So the first one here, just to see if I can even break them loose, I hammered a nut down over the top of it and then put a weld all the way inside of it. And it's been sitting here for a minute. Hopefully the heat will help it release a little bit. Let's see. All right, well, that worked on that one. Hopefully, hopefully that's not the case for every one of them, because that's going to take me a while if I have to weld a nut on every one of those to get it off, but we'll see. All right, well, I was only able to get one of them off, so I'm going to go over to my welding bench and my junk bolt bin and find a bunch of nuts and weld them on here. All right, I went over to my welding bench. I found a bunch of these nuts. I just, since it was all stripped out, I just hammered the nut, found a nut that would fit just barely over the head, and then used a hammer and hammer it down there tight, and then filled the inside of the nut itself with weld. It worked on the first one. I've done that lots on other projects with other bolts that wouldn't come loose. The problem with doing it this way, well, I mean, you don't have much choice, but all the heat and welding on there can weaken the bolts, so sometimes they just snap off where you can't even get to them, and then you're in a lot of trouble. So hopefully we're not in that category right now. Ooh, first one. Really hot, like I just welded it. Nice. Oh! Dagnabbit. Well, that one snapped. Luckily, it snapped off where I can still try to weld another nut on there. We'll see how that goes. And not only that, but then now it's stuck inside. There we go. Ah, that's a bummer. Yes. Sweet. All right. To be continued again here in a minute. I will find another nut and weld it on there. All right, well, I got another nut welded on there. Couldn't find the same one that I'd used for the others, the 9/16. So I got a, what is it, 11/16? Yeah, 11/16 this time. Let's see here. Oh, looks like it's coming. Yes, that's what victory looks like. And I did notice when I was on the internet looking at rebuild kits that they all come with bolts. And I'm guessing that's the reason. That thing's hot. And there we go. Sweet. Cool, this is your wastegate right here. Don't think need to do anything with that. Huh, that's really simple. Cool. All right, well, I will get, thought that was gonna be hot for some reason. It is not. All right, well, I'll get a hold of this. All right. Sharp ass compressor wheel. It is coming off. This one is a lot more difficult than the other one, that's for sure. Looks like that bearing just moves around in there. Oh no, yeah, it looks like the bearing actually seats, thrust bearing seats in there. I see, it's got the seal here. All right, so let's compare the two. They got a little bit different design, but both of these housings look the same. Exactly the same. So this housing and this housing look exactly the same, aside from the way this pedestal base is a little bit different, which is, the other one's exactly like this, so that's good. So this must have a different seal set that comes with it. How did that seal? Oh, I see, it's got a seal in there. Okay. That could be a problem. That's got a lip. Yeah, that's a little bit different. This back plate has a different seal than this one does. All right, well, that sucks. All right, well, I'll get back to you. Let you know what I figure out. Yeah, this one just, this is not the same. Okay, I'll get back to you. All right, so my internet research was incorrect. The two turbos are not really compatible. There's this center section here. This is the separator between the hot side and the cold side, or the exhaust and the pressure side. It's considerably different. Not only does it not have the same seals, but the bolt pattern is different. This pattern right here is a different size for the older style. The compressor wheel seems to be the same. This screwed right on the other one, seemed to fit, looked almost exactly the same. I don't know about the exhaust side. I didn't really get that far as the shaft goes, but I also tried to put the exhaust side that has the bypass or blow off or whatever you want to call it. I also tried to put this onto the older turbo, and it doesn't mount up either. So now I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do. If I have another one of these older style without the exhaust bypass or blow off or whatever you call the thing, so then I'd have to buy those, and I don't want to really spend money on it. Or I sell the couple of older style ones and try to find another 99 or newer with the larger compressor wheel. I suppose I could mix and match, but I don't really like that. I don't want to have two different ones going on. I don't suppose it would matter too much, but I don't really like that idea. So I'll get back to you, let you know what I come up with. We're made on the turbo. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use the older style of turbo, which is 1995 to, I think it's 1997 or 1998, for a few different reasons. And there's actually 3 different models after I did a bunch of research of the Power Stroke turbos. There's the 99 to like 2004 or 2003, depending. And it's got a bigger compressor wheel, and it does have the wastegate on it. Then 1999 and a half to, I don't know if it's 98 or 97 and a half or 97, but there's a range there where it's still a TP38 or GTP38 turbo. It does have a wastegate on it, but it has a smaller compressor wheel on the face of it. It's the same size as this one for these older ones. Then there's the either 97 or 98 to 94 older ones, which is the TP38, and that's the one we're going to use. We've got a few different reasons. The mounting on the bottom of it has the square flange, makes it super easy to make my own plates and stuff for that. And then the other thing is, on the newer turbos, it can only clock one direction, meaning that this output is fixed to the turbo and it can't go any other direction than it's fixed. This one, this style here, can go in quarter turns. So it can bolt up like this, turn it a quarter, it can bolt up like this, so on and so forth. So we can clock these outputs on these ones right to where we need it, so that I can have it facing at the throttle body. So one will be facing like this, and then the other one on the other side will be facing like this. So I'll have one coming up and then the other one coming this direction to meet in the middle. And that's what we got for the turbos. So I will have to do external wastegates. It's a bummer, I gotta buy them, but it is what it is. It's kind of how these projects go when you don't know what you're doing, such as the one I got going on, and you're trying to use used parts. So a little bit bummer, got to buy wastegates, but it's all going to work out just fine.